What's up, YouTube? Scott, Scotty Tradition, back with another video. Um, just wanted to react to the Packers Cowboys game tonight, and it's safe to say that Scotty Tradition is having a good night. That was awesome. Um, I thought there was a chance they could win the game, but I don't think any Packer fan would have thought that they would have absolutely pummeled the Cowboys. So very, very excited as a Packers fan, as you might imagine. The Packers are supposed to be in a rebuilding year. Made a very tough decision in the offseason to trade away Aaron Rodgers. And a lot of people, especially people in the media, of course, we're on the Jets bandwagon just because, New York Jets, a lot of people in the media, fans of the Jets, and had to listen to that all off season. And a lot of people didn't know what we had in Jordan Love, and he's put together one of the, he basically was the MVP of the league in the second half of the season, in the regular season, and then comes out tonight, puts up a 157.2 quarterback rating, which I believe is tied for the best quarterback rating for a player making his debut in the playoffs. So, and he actually is tied with C.J. Stroud, a guy who did it just the day before. So just amazing to have that kind of quarterback rating, especially on the road against what was thought to be a pretty good disruptive defense in Dallas. Just you can't say enough about Jordan Love. The guy is cool as a cucumber. Doesn't turn the ball over much, if at all. He's only got one, I think, interception in the last like 8 or 9 games, which is just wild. And he's doing it with a bunch of random guys, first and second year guys. Romeo Doubs had a great game tonight. He had 6 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown. That yards performance puts him third in all time in Packers history in yardage games. So behind only, I think, a Devontae Adams game and a Jermichael Finley game in the postseason. So that's remarkable. You just can't say enough about the way LaFleur has this offense going right now. It's kind of like when the Packers had Rodgers, everything kind of ran through him, and Rodgers focused on his certain favorites. And with Love, it's like he just doesn't care. He doesn't care who he throws to. It could be Dobbs one night. I mean, their best receiver in the last couple games has been Jaden Reed, and Jaden Reed, I don't even know if he had a catch tonight. Maybe like one catch. And it's their rookie tight ends, Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft, having good games. It's Dontavian Wicks, a guy they drafted in the 5th round. It's Bo Melton, a guy who was undrafted, who they signed to their practice squad. And Jordan Love is kind of showing the NFL that he's pretty good. And I think a lot of this has to do with Matt LaFleur and just the development, and especially Tom Clements. I don't think it's talked enough about. Tom Clements was the quarterback coach for Aaron Rodgers all those years. Went away for a while, then came back for Rodgers last year or two while he was in Green Bay, and has stayed on to coach Jordan Love. So, every time they talk about those throws where Jordan Love isn't planting his foot and both feet are off the ground when he throws, all of that has to do with Tom Clements, all that quarterback philosophy. And there are times, if you look, you can almost not, you're not sure if it's Love or Rodgers out there, because just the way he throws, the way he whips it with his arm, just super strong arm, and off balance throws, putting him on a dime. Like, he is definitely on a heater right now. So and then the defense gets a big pick 6, and also another pick by Jair Alexander. The pick 6 was by Darnell Savage. Honestly, they should have had another pick that hit, I think it was the linebacker, Devondre Campbell, in the end zone. The defense did enough tonight to disrupt. As much as I hate to admit it, Joe Barry's defense has played a pretty good last couple games, ever since that Carolina Panthers debacle, where they allowed like 30 to Carolina, and Carolina hasn't scored more than like a touchdown more than any other game this year, I feel like. They've been pretty good since then, and they've done enough to win. All of Dallas's points tonight were in garbage time. So now Packers have San Francisco 49ers coming up. That's going to be a tough game. It's always tough. I almost feel like Packers have had Dallas's number a little bit over the last couple of years. Aaron Jones owns Dallas. He goes down there and just kills them. I think he's got like 500 yards and 9 touchdowns in his 4 games at AT&T Stadium. So that's remarkable. The Packers, I don't think they've ever lost at AT&T Stadium, including the Super Bowl when they beat the Steelers in 2010. They didn't. They just haven't lost there. So it's just they've had a lot of good juju as far as that goes. But San Francisco's had their number a little bit the last few years. They play physical. They have the players. Purdy's got a much more experienced class of superstars around him, and like McCaffrey and Debo Samuel and Kittle and those kind of players. Obviously, a really strong defensive line. So, I mean, it should be fun, right? The Packers are kind of on a heater right now. You just like watch their post game celebrations, and it's like everyone is just so exuberantly happy for each other. There's no egos in there right now in that locker room. And as good as Rodgers was at the time here, he kind of got to the point towards the end where he couldn't help his ego, and it definitely was an energy that was kind of having a negative effect on the team, I think. And now you have a bunch of just positive influence kind of guys, and they're all playing for each other, and you can really tell on the field how that looks. And sure, I give them a puncher's chance next weekend in San Francisco, and we'll see what happens. I mean, anything can happen. Looks like the Lions just won a close game here, so they're moving on. And of course, the Texans won their game against the Browns yesterday. C.J. Stroud looked amazing. And then the other game was the freezing cold game that the Dolphins did not look like themselves, and the Chiefs kind of took advantage of that one. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Packers have a puncher's chance, and I'm just along for the ride. Should be awesome. It's been an all-time great Wisconsin sports weekend. Badger basketball won. They've won 5 straight games now in the Big Ten. They're 5-0 in conference. And basically the road to the Big Ten championship goes through them for basketball. They're up to number 15 in the country for rankings. Looking really good. They look like they have a team that could contend in March. You got Badger hockey, who's won. They haven't lost in like 12 games. They won on a shootout on Saturday, so they've just been on a heater too. And then the Bucks won on Saturday, and they won tonight on a overtime like 30-foot 3-point shot by Dame Lillard. So it's really been an all-time Wisconsin sports weekend, and hopefully we can keep it going because it's a lot of fun. So hey, sorry, Mike, baseball collector, about your Cowboys, but it's the Cowboys. So I mean, can you really feel bad for the Cowboys? I don't know. They Cowboys in the regular season versus Cowboys in the playoffs seem to be 2 different teams altogether. And so I'm not sure what the problem is there. But I know the Packers didn't fear the Cowboys, and they went down there, took the ball right from the opening kick, went on a long drive, like a 6 or 7 minute drive, put it in the end zone, and didn't look back. So that's the kind of mentality they need to play with against San Francisco too. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where the chips fall. So thanks everybody for watching. It's going to be a great night, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Go Pack Go.